It's super exciting because I love to see what you're up to energetically, right? I love to be able to connect in a way that's not just talking at you, right? I like interaction. I like experiential learning, and I'm super excited you're here. So, as you probably know, if you've been in my universe for at least a few days, that we've been talking a lot about the Akashic records recently. And I've been doing work in the Akashic records for I don't even know how long, decades and decades, 33, 35 years. And but I didn't always call it that. And when I came to it, I came to this through a huge breakdown in my life of everything that I believed in. And like many people, a long time ago. And it made me stand up and look around. There must be something else, okay? What I taught, what I thought, what I was taught, what I was following, just didn't work out the way that I thought. And it was a lot of pain, a lot of self-judgment, a lot of loss in terms of, internal belief and trust in myself. However, these things happen to us to redirect us. We really, if you can sense that these parts of you that can connect more to your bigger purpose and to the truth of who you are and to all of these lives that you've lived, all of these other people's experiences, everything we do right now, what we're doing right now is being imprinted into this Akash, into the sky, into this ether. And it's just like the cloud computing. You can always access it. When we don't know that, or we're taught there's something weird or wrong about that, then we go through life with very little guidance. And yet everything you need is within you, just like a seed. We don't expect the seed we plant it, and then we actually give it water and good dirt and the right amount of sun and keep the temperature correct in the right environment. You're the same way. It knows the blueprints inside of it. It just starts to unfold because from within, it doesn't need you coaching it. It doesn't need you telling it what to do. But we've been taught to look outside of ourselves, and I want you to start looking within yourself. So what happens really wonderfully is as I went through learning meditation and energy medicine, and then I started studying deep vibrational medicine and radionics and Rife, and I started seeing these profound changes and these healings of things that we were told weren't possible, like gangrene, totally regrowing the flesh in a leg, you know, with natural things and frequency that reminds you of your vibration of functional perfection. That's all you need. You need that little ding reminder. Oh, that's right. I used to believe this. I used to have this childhood freedom. Or I feel like at one point I was really good at speaking up, but now I'm afraid to. So whatever's coming up for you, it's beautiful. It's perfect. Please accept it. It's the fastest way to find the solution or the message of why something is happening in your life. So to me, what could be more important? Why, thank you. So I'll share my rosemary with you that I've been playing with for a while now. I was already on another event this morning. It was quite delightful. Thank you, Jill. And this is a very cleansing, so you can kind of enter the space. I also want to let you know that whenever you work with me, I have already created sacred space. So as you enter the call, you're entering here. As you enter here, it is raising your vibration up. What happens? That means you go to a higher level of consciousness. It's less dense, it's less heavy, it's less difficult to see and navigate the constant guidance that is happening for you, for me, for us. So one thing is, as you enter this space, acknowledge it and take a breath. And hold it as long as you can. Practice that. And then as you let it go, watch where it goes by asking it to cleanse and clear all that no longer serves my highest good. You sense or feel or see it going down the arms and out the fingers. You feel it going into the belly. If you drew it into your heart center and expand it, let's do it again. Up through the third eye, the crown, down the throat, in the heart, expand, expand, expand. Cleanse, clear release. Ooh, that time mine went up my back. I felt it pull something off my shoulders and the back of my neck and up out of my crown. Now take one more breath in, and I want you to decide where the breath is coming from. So you're going to use your intention as the capstone of who you are. You are the point person. You are the golden capstone, all right, of this pyramid of wisdom and knowledge. And that is everything you've been and everything else that's ever been, and the infinite field around and within it to create anything you want. That's who you are. So draw the breath in. Is it coming through the feet, the back, the bone, the sacral bone, the head? And let it move. What color is it? Is it moving like air, smoke, water? Do you sense nothing but stillness? And fill it with gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now declare, I enter this sacred space in reverence, fully present, open, receptive, ready and willing to discover, reveal, release, remember, to renew, to reconnect, to disconnect, whatever is optimal for my highest good. I am here to enter my Akashic records and create a clear and open channel for my highest good that I can use every day to guide me and to live the life my soul intended. Now, in order to allow you to come into this space a little more, because these questions are not for me to tell you. You are now inside of the sacred temple. It is a crystal clear pyramid. The gold capstone is you. The crystal clear pyramid is your Akashic records. What does that mean? This is everything in this life that is ever thought, felt, happened, intended, forgotten, conscious, or not. You are in a beautiful sacred sphere. The sphere is slowly turning around you. It is a net of light that opens windows. It's showing the earth. And then as it turns, the next window shows you something else. The three windows slowly circulate around, and the more present you are, the more you can acknowledge these doors opening to a facet of your Akashic record that is optimal for you at this time. Always to your highest good. I accept I am here in this sacred space, and it is safe for me. I am aligned with my higher self, my I am presence, my soul, blueprint, my record keepers, and my access to the infinite field. I acknowledge my body elemental and intelligence and Gaia and all the aspects of my intuitive network, and ask for them to be cleansed and cleared so that I may access my Akasha and my records, to be guided, aligned to the path of my highest light, purpose, and destiny. Now again, fill yourself with gratitude as you release this in the breath. Take the breath in. Everything you've just declared, everything you've just heard is in this breath, and I send it out with grace and ease. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Out through the space. The crystal temple starts to vibrate like a tuning fork. What you have just sent is like a key from your heart. It just sent the codes, the password to your Akashic records, and the crystal pyramid is starting to vibrate. It's starting to hum. It's shifting. It's aligning to you where you are now. And it is aligning to the projection of where you're going. And it is ready to show you the optimal path. I am that I am, EA Escher EA, and I accept and receive with grace and ease the answers from my Akashic record that are optimal for my highest good at this time, and I receive them and let them unfold. Only gratitude, feeling blessed, and allowing the messages to unfold. Now, the record keepers are asking us to make a commitment right now to yourself that from this moment forward, you will respect your access to your record, and you will acknowledge them, and you will thank them, and you will respect them and treat them as if they're valuable and real. Now take a moment to just relax, and this is a tiny little tidbit of the class we're starting on Saturday. To learn how to do body scans, intuitive readings, Akashic record reading for yourself and for others and for animals and plants and everything. All right, and that was a beautiful gift. Thank you. I didn't know how that was going to come through. That was interesting because last week I was shown 3 crystal clear pyramids, like in Egypt, where there's 3 and they get bigger. And they were just clear crystal. And they kept showing me different views, and they've been bringing me different information about ancient Egypt, which I've done activations with groups a couple times, and then the pyramids here in the Maya. There's pyramids all over the world. They're waking up. And so this was an interesting new level of seeing what we're going to be working with. So we're going to be working with something that I call the Akashic 8th Dimensional Temple. And I'll explain more about that. So if you would like to join us, please come and join us. And I want to remind you that the full moon is coming, okay? And I already did the full moon meditation, and I already did the cosmic energy report for this week. So this is what we're doing now. So make sure you go check these out, all right? This was about the energies, as well as in the beginning, I teach you how to create the Infinity Healing Chamber, and it's quite powerful. And there's a full moon meditation, and you want to understand both of them as we walk to the full moon this weekend, because we're in a time of death and rebirth, and we're in the rebirthing part because Pluto's going direct over the weekend. The Intuition Awakening course in and of itself is the #1 thing that I recommend now everybody have. And it is on sale through the 10th. And this is what we're starting on Saturday. So if you haven't done the Intuition Awakening, and it's fine, we've put it in a bundle and made it really easy to buy. And we'll show you how to do it, but you can come live now for these. And for the next 2 months, we're going to be meeting to learn this, and these are all on sale with specific things. Now, I want to show you the scale. If you don't have the scale yet, it's free in the shop. And I want you to understand that this shows you very powerfully why you're manifesting or why you're not, why you're blocked or stuck or why you're not. This is states of consciousness. And the vibrational rate of your consciousness is what opens the Akashic records or the intuition or the guidance to you. So a lot of people come to me and say, well, I want to hear my higher self talk to me, or I want to hear guides talk to me, or sometimes I hear them, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I trust my intuition, it doesn't seem to go well. So there's a lot of things. It's kind of like a minefield when you start to open your intuition and listen to within, which you want to do. You want to follow your inner guidance. The more you do, and the more you accept, I don't have any idea maybe how to do this, but I want to do it, then you can rise higher on the scale of consciousness. So if you feel stuck, you're probably at 125 because you can see that the process, the environment you're in is enslavement. Your mind's disappointed, your emotions are craving something. I need that raise, I need that car, I need the certainty, I need the lover, I need the hot bod, I need more money, whatever it is that you're attached to, that you need someone to say they're sorry, or you need something to happen before you're willing to start to rise into who you're meant to be, the more difficult the transformation that's happening is going to be. Okay, but this is a great way to go and to help decipher any messages that you get from the Akasha, because what happens is you receive something and you might just have a feeling. And if you don't go into disappointment that you didn't get big visions, and you leave your little conversation with your Akashic records and you say, okay, well, I clearly received whatever I was meant to receive. I wonder where it's going to show up. And then that night you have a dream, or when you're doing the dishes, you suddenly get inspired to go look something up, or to buy something, or to walk outside and you see some epic, a falling star or something, You want to stay more and more in, I accept it's happened, now I'm looking for it. And then you transcend all of those being stuckness or blaming. Blaming is a big one, and look how low it is on the scale. Also regret and feeling hopeless. So pay attention and use it as this. Also, we give you the scale of vibrational, that's it. Oh, I got the wrong one. Okay, there is also a, looks like this. It's, I don't know if I have it. It is a chart of the rays, and it's color rays and what they mean and everything. And these are some slides for the class. I don't see it real close. So, but what you'll have is it shows you the different color rays and then their powers and their meanings and things like that. Okay. All right. Good. I loved it. So the other thing is the capstone, the idea that you're the tip of the iceberg, or I used to see it like you were a deep sea diver with one of those tubes attached, and this is you in the 3D. You're a descended god, is what the Mayans called it. And as you come down in consciousness in order to embody and create, which is pretty powerful that you've created this, okay? You actually not just forget, you just become more and more focused, because to be in 3D, it takes a lot of focus. So now you're learning to be here and be here, to be here and to be here, okay? And this is just starting to allow yourself to remember and see that you're multidimensional. The capstone is that gold capstone at the peak of the pyramid. What does it mean if that is you right now? It means that you are the most valuable part, but if you don't stay focused on your part, if you stay attached to this and that and I shoulds and they shoulds and everything else, instead of developing your inner intuition and your psychic skills and your ability to trust your intuition and follow your inner guidance and have much more flow in your life, then you're going to be constantly leaving. And the power of who you are, the power of your Akashic records, the power of everything you've done, the power of the skills that you decided to bring in this life, all sending that energy up to you, but you're blocking most of it, then this beam of light that you're meant to send out, the universe you're meant to create in your own reality. Each one of us is a creator, and we are not meant to eat the fruit of everyone else's realities. We're meant to eat our own fruit, to make our own fruit, to create our own reality. Okay, I can feel somebody coming in. So you might get information for someone else here as we do this. And what I'm doing is creating an infinity connection to the Akashic record keepers. So I saw this pyramid, you and your pyramid and your capstone, and then all of these record keepers, like huge, enormous circle of them, like almost around a planet between us. And now I'm just creating a heart-to-heart connection in an infinity weave, which when you know how to do it and not just do it, then you are creating a connection that is already aligned with what's for the highest good. Oh, this is fun. Thank you for all concerned. All right, so what I'm seeing is this beautiful crystal pyramid is all lit up. All of these record keepers around it, and they're starting to spin almost on a platform. And then there's a chair in the middle, and there's a light coming down from the capstone, and one of you just sat down there. So let me see who that is. So Joy, I would love to know about my financial block. All right, Joy. So we call to Joy Stanley and her record keepers. Can you open and reveal what is optimal for her at this time around finances? So the first thing that it's like hitting your head against a rock. It's like going to look and boom, going to look and boom, and it keeps hitting right here because you're looking for your financial block. Stop looking for the block and start looking for the financial abundance, for the flow. Look for the financial relationship, the energy. They're showing like glowing energy around and how different it is around one thing. I'm looking for my financial blocks. I'm thinking about my blocks. I'm remanifesting my blocks moment to moment by thinking about them. I'm remembering them and so on. So it's just like a big stone, boom. And it feels like every time you sort of go, let's follow this, boom. It's done. There isn't any need for the blocks anymore. See, can you show us? There's like you've been trying to dig under. It's almost like a big stone in the yard and then somebody tunneling through the dirt, underneath it. Okay, we're just now being taken through this underground tunnel and like being on a ride, but it's grass and it's just like burrowing is like being a burrowing animal. Well, I'll tell you one thing, the dirt is so rich. It's just really beautiful soil. It's not sandy, it's not rocky, it's just perfect grass and then just this rich, feels like dirt energy that we're burrowing through. Right. Keep. So they're saying that's kind of the point is to look at, they're showing you this rich, rich soil. So you're on or you're in or you have access to very rich soil already. And I'm not a fan of chemicals to kill weeds, but it looks like that classic perfect grass, it's just this perfect green grass, out at the top and then just and moving so fast. You're moving so fast you don't realize that everywhere you go, it's the same. I keep waiting for it to change, but it's not. It's just going, and it keeps showing me still, again, this perfect, rich soil and these beautiful things that are growing. There's a lot of sun on them as well. So it's really the perspective. They're showing like almost like a visor, that you're having on a visor, and the visor is blocking the sun, which in this case is not good, because you need to connect to that capstone. So if you see and imagine yourself inside of this pure crystal clear crystal pyramid, and way above you, you're sitting on a chair right in the center, and way above you is the point and is that gold capstone. And if you have not been sending out or receiving or allowing this structure to raise your frequency, which it does, it starts to hum, and you go in and it starts to, and then that raises your vibration. This is not something you have to work at, but you have to take the visor off, take this off, and start to receive that light from above. Stop looking for the block. They're showing there's no block. They're just showing you fast, 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 going around and 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 around, totally destroying someone's yard. No, and that's the point. So they're not even, I'm not even getting that you shouldn't go fast, They're just showing you that, look, you could just keep going faster, faster, and faster, but we're just showing you it's all good. It's all rich. It's like, stop now and just put the block behind you. It's like the stone is there, or make it a decorative stone in the middle and put flowers around it, because you just all around. There's no need for that, and the stones are not in your way. So that one big thing is something you're really attached to. Start to look, wow, I keep going around, and it's just, see where you are, feel the richness of where you are, and let that light in. You're preventing it. Somehow it needs to come here. And this is like crown, third eye, they operate together, but when it shows it specifically here, it's about opening that vision. All right, okay. So you can do this thing called, I forget what the classic name is, crown pull or something. But we do this to when you open your third eye. So you just press and pull. Press and pull. See, now I do this so much with other energy work and inside of a routine that automatically it triggers a whole reaction through my brain and my inner eye and my chakras and stuff. And then tap. And everybody should do this. Thank you. Wonderful. There you go. So if you would be so kind as to leave me a message, just let me know how that felt. All right. Alondra. It's a very interesting way. I have several different ways I teach you in Intuition Awakening to connect with guides or connect with a subject or yourself to receive guidance and information and communication. But there's 360 senses. So this is very interesting because I'm already connected to all of these guides, and they're sort of moving like a little dial, like next one up. So the last one releases, and this one is Alondra. Elizabeth. How to release physical pain in body, okay, and the feeling of prison. So long. In, okay. Elizabeth Alexandra. Feel like you're imprisoned in your body. And there's a lot of people who feel this way. Thank you. We ask for the optimal guidance and anything that is optimal for Elizabeth as she enters the sacred space and takes her spot under the So there's a very bright light, like the sun is just peeking over the top of the pyramid. It just came right down through you. So it would receive that straight down your central channel, through your root and your feet. We ask to cleanse and clear the feet chakra. Thank you. Amazing. Thank you. So, Elizabeth, you need to receive this light. It's like a laser beam, and it's a very different kind of light treatment than we just saw before. This was like, as soon as you sat down in the center, the sun came to the peak, and if you were watching from afar, it would just explode over, and that went straight down through you, almost like a jolt. With when they want to restart someone's heart. There is a lot of atrophy in your body. It's not just physical. It's in a lot of different areas where lack of use of the pain, the prison of the pain, the limitations, the restrictions. Well, your guide is okay. So we went instantly to this other life where you are a prisoner. Someone's bending over, tying your feet together. You're in a chair. You have your hands tied behind your back. Looks like a red rag or rope or something that's tying your wrists. You have a gag in your mouth. Uh, you're a woman with red hair and very blue eyes. You're fairly young, I would say 20 maybe 18. Um, Very big man, tying your feet. Looks like a room that's like a warehouse or something, but unused, very dusty. Looks like it's underground. The windows are up high and they're very small. And he's sort of faceless. He sort of looks like a cartoon at this point. He just leaves. And it looks like you just die here. It looks like nobody ever came back. Nobody ever came back. You just literally died in that same position. You were never able to get free. Nobody came back and gave you food or water. It took a little while and and that restriction uh, is very similar to what you're describing, that feeling of being imprisoned in the body, not being able to move, not being able to get free, not being able to even almost, that speak or uh, and then the freedom gone, and then the realization, the fear, and then the different levels of realization of this horrible death. So, what she's telling you right now is that idea of opening to the light. She spent the last days of her life in this dark place alone, and you feel the same way. You have this. There's several other parts of you that are also a part of what you've been experiencing. The bigger picture being it's time for you, all of you, to recognize that you can be released. So she's very, I keep wanting to say stuck. And she says, no, I'm not stuck. I'm depleted. And I don't want to be here anymore. She's so depleted that it was just like the life force drained out, and then she never really moved on. And you don't have to stay in this prison. She doesn't have to stay in this prison. Any other parts of you no longer have to stay where they feel like they were in prison of any kind, uh, bondage, limited, physically, mentally, emotionally. What may happen with the body, they're saying don't be concerned with that. Go to this deeper level. There are parts of you that are really ready for that to be released, because as long as those are living in, there's another one that keeps popping in and out. It says it's something about the, like, repeatedly running away and being caught or something, like this. I almost get out and I'm drawn back. So these are both patterns, and you're going to see them in different places. You want to see them, accept them, acknowledge them, and sit in your crystal temple and open yourself to this beam of light, this sun, just like bringing you back to life. Let that move through the body. Don't get attached or distracted by, is the pain here, or did it move, or didn't it move, or when's it going to be over? That's just a distraction. Stay on this path. It is a path from some deep, heavy energies and darkness, like up a tunnel into the light. There's a lot more there, sweetie, but I have to move on, and I want to just doing a little light body healing for you, removing quite a lot. Send that down into Gaia. Thank you, sweetie. I hope that helps. Sometimes in a shorter session, it's hard to keep taking you there, but this is a big realization. With anything where you feel, let's say you have a condition, or you're of a particular age where you're limited by your body in some way, this is something you can desire, more freedom, more flexibility or something, but you want to not get stuck in being the person who has this condition and it being bad. Instead, it is what it is. What is it giving me? And I would love to feel this way. And while those both unfold, who knows what will happen? All right, because you could shift the pain, you could shift into bliss, you could shift into freedom, you could shift into meaningful things in your life that then alter your perception of where you are. And that's the energetic side of where you want to move things. Thank you. Wow, I really honor the master in everybody. Okay, I'm going to share some transcendence spray. You can receive that. Beautiful orchid spray from this lovely lady in Arkansas. Star Essences. Star Essence. Okay, let's see. Hi, Marty. What can I focus on to bring in true prosperity, balance, in perfect health, perfect wealth? All right. Give me a second here. Clear my throat. Okay. I had to drink a lot of water, gargle, And when I do a lot of speaking and things like this, it brings a lot of stuff up and out of the throat chakra. So it's often helpful to not involve you in my drinking. Marty. Hey, Marty. Okay. Well, your record keeper is walking into the center of the pyramid. Very tall, very elegant, very sort of official, long strides, silver and black tone to the room. Now there's a sense of roboticness, almost like now just marching by, focused, going through the same thing like this. There's a lot of energy from just above the throat chakra through all of the nasal eye area and right up to the tip of the crown. And it's black. It winds like back and forth, and this is so. As I started your reading, I was called to hold this smoky quartz wand, and smoky quartz is very powerful for activating vision in darkness, and it amplifies clarity in shadow areas. And so that's what we're being shown is you have it energetically, you have something here, and it's been placed here intentionally. There's some kind of secret, something you know about using all this area here. It looks like a snake, but I don't believe snakes are bad. In fact, all the ancient cultures understood that they are transformation and the path to illumination and, letting go of the past. So this is a power that you have that you're still not, it's almost blocking you because it's so dense, and it's right here. But then the citrine, which is clear, it's clarity, it maintains its high frequency, it embodies the gold ray. So if you would get some citrine, real citrine, in the meantime, call on the energy. It's similar, it's almost the same thing. Right here, somewhere around the top front of your forehead, down to here. And you could hold it here, you could put it anywhere, but primarily right in here. And if you're able to even tape a little piece to your forehead with some medical tape, or hold something like this, or for a few minutes, the citrine is going to start to bring in some energy for clarity. You need some vibration and some movement. Because you're separated from your full powers in a really profound way, that it reminds me of, like, a carving, almost dragon maybe is the energy, like this. And behind it now there's this fire, and it's like a sacred place here. You've put up this barrier to get into your full powers of your inner vision and your crown. And there's fire behind this. It's like now it's turned into like a carved metal dragon, almost like coming down like this, and then the head coming up, and behind it you can see through it. You could open this door because you can see through parts of it, and it's just fiery. This is your idea of bringing in anything rather than you have some very deep knowledge. You have some very deep learning because different mystery teachings are popping up to me, being shown different ways to say to you, right? You have to become it. You have to embody it. You have to vibrate into a space where you can receive the communication, um, tune the receiver. And this is a key. You need to go into this. This is a big one. This is a 60-minute session would be really good for you because you've got it's on fire right now. Okay, you're on fire. There's a desire for this to come forward, and there's vows involved. When there's vows involved, you've got some very hard energy that's been put into place by certain agreements and other things that bond. And when you make a vow, it is very strong. It is bond through emotion. It's bond into the different fields. And so, because in this, I see this sometimes when people know, when they have a wisdom from another time, you know how to bend time and space, or you know how to heal people with a crystal or whatever. Like, you know how to use the, hermetic principles, you know how to navigate traveling dimensions. There's a lot that people know, and they hid it and put it away because they were persecuted for it, or it was too powerful, or they were forced to vow to be a secret, to be in a secret society, or to never tell anyone. Or perhaps you've agreed, to some kind of a limitation because you were too powerful. This is part of our journey right now, is reclaiming who we are. So we've done some work here with the wand and some light weaving, and I recommend you go in, you sit with your record keepers. You're outside of it. So you're circumventing a lot. Like, you didn't even go into your pyramid. Your record keeper entered and then led us into this. We're watching from the outside. So it's similar. This is a pattern you've developed. You might see it in other parts of your life where you find a workaround instead of going straight in and straight into your power. So the fire is like a rebirth. It very much is like the phoenix being reborn, and it would be very interesting to see what's coming, because this is right now, Pluto is getting ready to go direct this weekend, and the full moon is in Aries. What does that mean? It means that you've spent 4 or 5 months in the underworld, like things dying, things completing, your desire to live like this, to circumvent your power, to keep this vow that no longer is valid, all whatever these inner energies are, that's now completed or died, and you're ready to be reborn. And that's going to happen this weekend. So the rebirth energy, and then into this very, Aries is very headstrong and very confident and very sure-footed, but the banging of the head to get forward has now given way to the intuitive idea of awakening this whole inner eye area. So the idea of the big ram banging, not afraid of confrontation, willing to bang through any barriers. Okay, but you don't have to do that anymore. You can rise into a different level of power with that. And that's all coming this weekend. It's going to really be a profound portal for you, I think, into next week. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow. You guys are amazing. If you want a session with me, if you want to go further into this, just go to the shop or send us an email so we can tell you what would be good. Hi, Brita, Terglav. My son capable of living on his own. Interesting. Third block. Well, it's interesting what's happening because it's sort of like, all these record keepers are moving around like this little, carousel, but there's not clarity because you're asking a question about your son. So the difference is right now is the question needs to be about you. What is your fear of your son not being able to live on his own? Where are you not trusting him? Where are you seeing something that should be handled? Whatever, like you want to look at that because the view I have is very muddled because I'm seeing him through you, and you have the mother fear and the other things going on here, and they're showing me the bigger picture is to clear the clutter out to your own guidance, like your record keeper is like there's always something between them and you because it tends to be a lot about other people, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's in the way that you have to realize you're having a relationship with other people. You're seeing or deciding or saying yes or no or supporting or not supporting your son, whatever that is, but you have to be in here. All right? So part of this is, doing the mother thing, reclaiming yourself, come back into center. And they're showing me some toy race car type of things, almost made out of like wooden blocks. They suddenly like click together and they start to go. So something that looks like it's still in pieces or not quite finished assembly, it's just ready to click into place and it will start to go. So that may be about him, but this is getting some more clarity about yourself, your feelings about it. What message are you sending him? What space are you holding for him? And where are you letting your fear or your agenda affect? And then turn and start to look for the him, since you're in a moment and there's an infinite number of possible moments or next moments to you. What if you looked and said, well, show me what he looks like if he's ready? What would it look like over here? Or what would this look like? And start to sort of open your vision to what that would look like and things you hadn't thought, and start to look for that and see how you can attune to that and nurture that for him when it's optimal for him, for his highest good at this time. Good. Thank you. I loved that vision of the little, it was like those old wooden toys that have a lot of holes in them and then the pegs and the wheels, and it was really very nostalgic about it. Hi, Asthma from India. Namaste. Help me release blockages to optimal physical health and soul contracts that no longer serve. Absolutely, sweetheart. Asthma Faza. You're a beautiful heart. Heart, heart, heart. So much heart. Wow. There's like heart shapes just like doing this continuously behind you, and you're standing almost like a beauty queen, um, very elegant as a tiara and long earrings and this beautiful wrapped dress, and everything seems very red and it's just pulsing, like coming out and coming out and coming out. And there's silence. Well, you asked about blockages and and release, and started out with this beautiful vision, and like you were standing in the crystal pyramid, but like this lights and this hearts and everything about your heart, your heart, your heart. And then we shifted to above, and it's like I'm above the Giza plateau, and each of these pyramids that was a crystal starting to slowly like get built up with stone or mud or dirt around them until they're almost covered, and it became harder and harder and harder and harder to breathe. There's less and less light. Oh, almost feels like you were, I don't know if it was physically buried alive, but buried by being blocked from your light, blocked from sharing. Um, I think you discovered things like this shining star on stage, just glittering, just in your full light and power and shining and glitter and and the light going. You really, um, you had too much power. You didn't see it that way because you weren't after power. You were after becoming the perfect conduit. They were showing like you become the perfect conduit from above and below, and you start to be what you were designed to be, and you start to channel, and then you learn about the mysteries, or you learn about the energies. You can connect in a way where just like, oh, like the pillar of light just turns on, and you're in all this magnificence, connected and receiving and accepting your beauty and all this stuff. That energetically almost looks like you discovered power. Um, Pyramids are generators of power, and the pyramids in Egypt are built on a particular kind of sand and dirt, and they have different caverns under them. And when things happen, they vibrate in a certain way, and then they trigger vibrations within. And if you've been in the pyramid, you go deep, deep, deep into small rooms that have so much thickness of different forms of rock or crystal that vibrate, and then shafts that connect. There's a lot of engineering, and it's about amplifying that energy. And you blew it out. Like I keep seeing the biggest pyramid just streaming this huge pillar of light out of it, and both directions. So the pyramids used to connect around the planet and all kinds of other things. However, there's something about that experience that is keeping you stuck right now, that you've stepped into your full power. You had the experience of being so connected that you manifested that energy here, and the result was not optimal, at least for what you thought at the time. People weren't that happy that you had that, and the people, I think the power people, um, they like their advisors to be super powerful and wise, but not so powerful. And this became very well known. Mm. They seem to have told the story that you were banished, but they actually walled you up in one of the pyramids, somewhere, outside, inside. It's just they just show me this slowly cutting off your light, and then I think they kept you around for a while. So you have soul contracts, very, very powerful ones in that. Your soul contract is that you were basically pulled out of the public view after you displayed this uh, light show, this ability, and that you were kept like in a room or something, I don't know. And they kept coming to you trying to get more information out of it and told you, you can't do that. You can't ever do that. But they didn't want to kill you because they believed in the afterlife. They believed that you would take those powers again. So this is one of those soul contracts that is limiting you because your agreement to not be in your full power, to not display your wisdom, to not outshine people in authority. So you might have had some authority things in this life, fear of authority. It seems like it's one of your soul missions. I mean, soul fears that you brought with it's a confused relationship with authority, because you are, when you tap into your powers, you are extremely powerful. And the energies of beginning to be willing. You don't have to consciously know. Just start to say you're ready and willing to release the agreements that tie you to silence, that tie you to not using your powers, to tie you to limiting yourself in health, right? In wealth, that you are complete and done with all the contracts that connect you to this limit with gratitude and grace, and you are ready to reclaim your powers as is optimal for you and your awakening at this time. So we're going to put that intention bubble around you to help you integrate this, because what you don't want to do is jump back into that, because you'll blow out your body. You know somewhere how, and you don't have to be able to channel that kind of power in order for things to change. But it is going to unlock some of the things in your body you've been manifesting to limit yourself. Some of the things are reactions to some of these toxic thoughts that happen after you're trying to hold back yourself. There's a lot of energy involved in. Okay. Wow. Oh, such beautiful answers. And you guys have just so much that's going on and coming to a surface and ready to bloom. So if you email Donna, if you email ASST@nanakasha.com, she'll send you a special link and we'll give you the sale price for a soul reading if you want. Then you can access that and we can go deeper if you're interested. We do healing, we do past life regression, we do soul retrieval, we do everything in the records, and it's just it's very powerful, and it would take things like this deeper if you feel like it's a good match. Madeline, I kept seeing you earlier. Madeline. Madeline. Wow, beautiful. You're 82 and panicking because you still haven't worked out your soul purpose. Oh, aren't you the sweetest thing? Ah, well, you don't need to work on it. And you certainly have completed a lot of agreements. Let's see here. Well, your purpose is the result of the life you've been living. There's 5 connections, agreements, maybe soul contracts. There's 5 loops they showed. Almost looks like a peacock tail, like whoo, and like 5 of these that so the way that the temple is looking right now in your Akashic records is like a stage. where everybody's around, all the way around. And like in a circus or something where they have a big circle, a spotlight from above. But it fades out very fast, so it gets dark very, very. And in the center is, it's not really like a clown, it's sort of like an announcer, um, dressed kind of unusual. And they're showing the spotlight just there. And it's like, there's all these things you've done. And there's five parts of you in the shadows right around the edge of the base. Now, there's like 8 record keepers here. This is very interesting. And they're like, if there were bleachers, they're like standing at the doors around the edge, 8 points. So these are 8 lives. This is a kind of a complex thing, but don't worry about it. There's 8 lives that are coming down. There's 4 agreements that manifest from these 8 different lives. And they come they're right up here at the edge, and you're in the spotlight right now. And do you need this one? Do you need this? It's for free. You're holding on to. So there's one that you're holding on to with your right hand energetically. There's one that's hooked to your back around your sacral, almost as if you had like a belt around your hips. And then there was a hook and it goes back. These are the agreements, the energetically, how they're manifesting. You're standing in the spotlight. So these things go out, okay, into the dark. So we're seeing what these are for. This one. This one is something to do with money. This one is about trusting. Somebody took the money at the door, like you're the performer and all these people in the dark came to see you, but somebody working at the door stole all the money. It's something about that you're very attached to, still in the past. Something about people taking your money, taking your freedom, your wealth, your possibilities, sabotaging you, betraying you. Ooh, what's this one? Well, this one isn't a block. So energetically, to sum up quickly, because there's a lot going on here, just acknowledge this is where you are energetically. You're standing in the spotlight. You're at the center. You're where you're meant to be. But you're sort of dressed like the clown that comes out before the main show that isn't really taken seriously. You're sort of masked, right? You're not really you. You're not standing like, oh, like this glamour thing or anything. You're in disguise and you're playing a small part that is only getting people ready, yet you're in the spotlight. So this is about removing those masks. Some of the places you're stuck is with the right hand holding on to something. So your masculine side, your side that says it's ready to go take action, step out in the world, create something, try something, is holding on. So that's still holding on to something. That's one place to look. There is something holding you back right around the sacral, from the sacrum. Sort of like you're just moving forward and it's holding you there and you've tried to move forward. So energetically, you just go in and visualize and say, I'm ready and willing to release this with love and grace, and just see and feel yourself unhooking it and letting go. Okay. The thing with the money is it's distracting you. So you're standing here in the center, but most of you's over here energetically. What about? So there's a lack of trust, a loss of value. What if I lose value? But the other one is connecting to this magnificent you, this future you, this golden light you. And there's not clarity because it's just like if you look really close. So this one is out in front. I can't see where it energetically is attached to you. Perhaps you're not able, you may be letting go and reaching towards this light and just receiving whatever's there and being willing to receive it, move into it as you free these different distractions. Then you have already around you, like it's ready. And these 8 different parts of you, they want to play. This is a kaleidoscope. So the next best step is, what would one of these parts of me really love to do? Well, I've never painted. I want to paint. So just go start painting or take an online painting class or something. Or, you know, I'm going to go do this. Even if it's something as simple as I'm going to a different coffee shop today and sit in an unknown environment and just watch and just feel or just listen. So what you're doing is letting go with grace and ease of these old patterns that have held you back and just turning towards this magnificent you, this light. And then know that there's going to be these different parts of you that are going to be calling to experiment, to explore, to flow. Then you're going to become, you're going to rise into, I love that, or a different perspective of seeing yourself or what your purpose is. But the play, the exploration, and the creativity is very important for you. And yeah, okay. I would love to go deeper. Yes. The peacock is a guide for you, so you might want to look up a little bit about the peacock and the peahen. We tend to focus on the male because he's so much more magnificent, but they're showing me that this looked like that for a reason, that energy. And if you think about the peacock, it's, pretty, but then it goes and opens up like that. So then you open up who you are and you get to start to see what attracts, comes in for you to reflect on what might be something fun for my purpose. Okay? All right, have a sip here. Excuse me. Ah, wonderful. Hi, Christina. Thank you, Madeline. Christina, one question for me, please. Christina Angel, your masters, teachers, and lords, please guide me on what I should focus on now for my highest good and humanity's highest good. Thank you. Wonderful. Woo! Green smoothie. Ooh, that's gingery today. Hoo-ha. So, Christina, enter your Akashic Record Temple and see and feel yourself in the center of this crystal clear pyramid. It's rotating slowly around you, clockwise, and there is darkness all around it, but this bright light, like a star, right on the tip. And that light is coming in. It is much more silver, very goddess ray, 11th ray energy coming down from your capstone. Well, what I'm seeing is you in here in a lot of confidence. Okay. standing very strong, and you have this almost like tight white leather outfit on. I mean, somebody stands there, you're super confident, you're super beautiful, stylish, not, and then it's just like, boom, you put your foot up on a chair and you're like holding your fist, and there's just dominion, like taking back the you, taking back, like reclaiming. It's kind of like dominating, but it's not dominating, because you're not dominating anyone except for your lower selves that want to go, but you just want to give them a new job, right? So this is just you saying, bam, I am here. I am here. And you are sharp. And you're so fist. So again, this is your outward, you're manifesting your masculine, your yang, and this is the ready to create. Don't worry about humanity. It is already encoded within you. What is the best for you is the best for all concerned at this time. And this is this is almost a letting go of everything else and coming right into this power space and really being here and standing here and practicing, like, what is it like to be strong and stand and to know the purpose and to have it flowing through me. And you're very fast, you're very laser focused, laser sharp. When you get your intuition online, I think that's why this outfit almost looks like a space, something futuristic, where you would be like, be able to move fast, because you cut open all the clouds in the way and just to where you're going. And you're also very ready. This is possible now. Stand in the center of your records, reconnect to this type of energy, this claiming, standing in the light, glowing with it, confident with it. Yes, I am here. Yes, I am here. Yes, I am ready and willing to be who I came here to be. And if you do that a few minutes as you go to sleep, and when you wake up and you just meditate with it, you see how that changes, what it's like to feel the light, to become that glowing white light, to receive what's here. And then it's like, that's your next step. That opens the doors. That puts doors where there were walls. That opens you to your bliss. And it opens you to a different level of consciousness, of seeing what you have available to you. And that's part of it. When you really anchor there, what opens is all right in here. It's all right from the crown to the top of the higher heart. And it's like someone just opening a window and then speed, tunnel out into space, time, whatever. This very way of focus. So this whole area here, the third eye, the crown, even the throat, right? And the different ways of receiving. The throat is a very big communication center, in and out, much more than just voice. So this is where you're going to get it. You want to embody that, and then this is going to open. Focus on that. Let go of the outside, like I want to do this, or what is it called, or what will it be? You'll start being drawn to things, but first you have to come into this center, to come into being with this part of you. Thank you, Christina. Nice. Okay, I want to check something. See if anybody gave me some feedback. Oh, Marty said, repeat, it's ASST, like assistant, at nanakasha.com. And you can, subscribe to the email. You can hit reply. It's just that it goes into a system and I can't see it. And Donna checks it, but I think it's better to just get it directly to her. Okay. And Asthma, oh, good. That was a beautiful reading. Resonates so much with how my life has been thus far. Good. Not wanting to be seen, limiting myself, struggling with self-esteem, self-worth, so much gratitude. You're so welcome, sweetie. I'm so glad. Yeah, ASST@nanakasha.com. And thank you. Good night. Madeline, the money story resonated so much. Yeah, good. Well, and those things are money affects love or sex or our self-worth, and the patterns go through everything, right? So it's going to help across the board. Okay, good. Here, Joy says, thank you so much. My head was throbbing when you said about beating it against a wall. Yeah, my body was vibrating. I really felt it. Please take my gratitude with love and pass it on. Absolutely. I'm going to stop burrowing and totally surrender. I know what I have to do now. Oh, excellent. Oh, good. I'm so glad, Joy. I'm so glad. All right. So Brittany, Marty said, wow, Nan, I wasn't expecting any of that. That was intense. Lots of crying, blessings upon blessings. Yes, it was intense. And you can see that it's so powerful to come into a space where we know how to open the records, which is what I want to teach you if you want to join us starting Saturday, because you're not trying to connect to all kinds of stuff. You're going through a very specific way to receive something, and it can open up something enormous, and it'll trigger a healing. And that healing may, unfold with you crying for 3 days or pain coming up your spine, or maybe you just feeling tired and sleeping or dancing around, who knows? But just allow yourself to go through it. Really be very, very blessed. And like I said, excuse me. Like I said, email Donna and she'll send you a soul reading link for a special price. And her thing is ASST@nanakasha.com. And we'll put it below if you're watching the replay. Okay. So it's been very interesting to get to work with clients and students and see the patterns that everybody's going through and how they manifest differently for everyone. So over 30 years or so, I've been teaching meditation and doing all different forms of healing and so on. And as the experience expands, I started to realize that what I'm doing is I'm able to see so many different levels of what's happened and how it affects something. And what is the simplest way of communicating that so that it starts this ripple effect in your life? In the beginning, when I learned hypnosis, I was just doing traditional hypnosis. Went through the steps. I got very good at taking people in. And then I went through the little structure, and people would have these profound healings just from remembering something. And I found that's really interesting. All that really happened because I wasn't trained yet to then do something with what we discovered. You are trained in hypnosis to, take you down into that pain and then bring you back up so people feel great at the end. And I incorporate all the things I learned in that, then with the shamanic and the other things and all this into what I do now. But to get to see that, wow, that made a difference. Now imagine that so much, like that just came through in 5 minutes, that you're like, wow, do I need to know more about it? Maybe you need to go in and do more work with that particular life. However, if you already know, okay, there's energetically these things holding me back, they kind of have this representation, you're going to start to be able to decipher your life or what's happening or what's coming up or why someone reacted some way. And not so that but so you could be like, wow, my energy made a difference on the world around me, and who I'm being makes a difference. And then I can go back to the moments where I had strength or I had power or when I felt complete or when I felt completely broken and stuck, right? So all these answers that are there then give you the opening that's best for you next. So be careful not to go, oh, well, that was really cool, but what I really wanted to know was this. If this is what your record keepers say to you, if this is what comes forward, I can promise you 1,000%, because of how long I've done this and that experience telling me, I know that whatever it is, whether you understand it now or not, it is really, really what is the next step for you. Okay, so hi, Britt. So Brittany is one of our Intuition Awakening students, and wow, you should have seen her do an Akashic record reading. I loved your face. Diana's like, oh, and you gave me the answer for that, and this, and this, and this, and this, and that, and that was her first time even doing one. Okay, why I feel blocked and can't make money in my gifts. Yes, well, this is a great question. I think there's probably a lot of people here who know, who feel that way. So, so like Carmen says here, thank you for your gifts. Thank you. I know that it's time to start teaching all that I know and learned. Instead, I'm still postponing it. So that's a similar question, right? And yeah, just scanning. So what we have is, oh, Joy, you're just launching as a hypnotherapist, and I've had some amazing results. It's so amazing. Yeah. I tell you, when I learned what you could do with hypnosis, I was like, okay, that was like another doorway into behind the veil. As I kept saying, what's behind that? What's the easier, faster way to get to the bottom of these problems? Do we have to think about it for 30 years and talk to somebody and blah, blah, blah? And so then I took that hypnosis and combined it with energy work and intuitive work, and it just kept expanding what's possible. But yeah, good for you. One of my favorites, one of my absolute favorite tools. All right. Brit. Ooh, pressure. You have too much pressure. So you're trying to put the cart ahead of the horse. Like, which way does that go? And there's a lot of pressure that for some reason you have to make money with your spiritual gifts, and you have to do it soon. And there's stress. There's it's like a dog walker. It's like a dog walker. It has like all these leashes, like all these different dogs. There's some stress, there's some pressure to make it. And then right here, so this lapis lazuli came for your throat. Right here at the top, there's like swollen glands energetically. You see your value in your physical beauty, and you see your value, I guess I would call it, in your parenting, like in this role here. And bringing up your value as an individual and having it be as official as an exchange of money is in the dark. So again, your pyramid is like this light coming down, but around the edges it's dark, and there's these values about yourself. It's interesting, they seem to be coming off of your jaw here, and you have those, and now you're looking in the dark for your value in this area. There's the husband, like that kind of energy over here. That's a different thing. A lot of this is you It keeps showing me something. You transferring your energy is not happening to embody this. It's like this you who does your spiritual work and receives money is over here. I'm seeing it out to your left, out in front of your left, and your embodiment in your beauty and your heart, your kids. Like there's these areas over here that there's a full embodiment. There's a comfort in, confidence and comfort in. And then there's this tie with the pressure and the stress of some kind of outside agenda telling you when you have to make money and why, and that it somehow is well, they're showing me a maze. It's like you've been given a maze that says you have to get through the maze uh, and make money with your spiritual gifts while you're trying to get through the maze. So it's very difficult for you to step into that embodiment because there's no ease and grace around it. There's no acceptance. There's no time. There's no kindness. There's no space. There's no welcome. So that part of you doesn't want to come out fully. And then there's a whole other part about the money, like the voice here, really getting stuck with the money because the money isn't an exchange for the beauty that you offer. It's got a different stress on it. And while it has that stress on it, like it has to, I have to. This happens when people need money to pay bills. It happens when people have, guilt that they've spent money or that they need to pay back right away, or they have a partner or they have a parent or they have some kind of belief system that says they have to make money first before you can have what you want, or whatever, right? The outer structure, but it is creating too much stress that you can't find your way through. You come up and then you go down and then you go, and then you come up and you get distracted down this way and that way. So everything cleared out of the temple and you walked in. A lot of these are like a gym, an auditorium where that there's a lot of stuff out there, but it's in the dark and there's just this kind of spotlight. And you walk in super casual, like super casual at home jeans, kind of just like nothing fancy. And you just kind of walk in real jaunty and you sit down in the chair and you're leaning back and you kind of have a little bit of a teenage attitude, like, yeah, okay, I'm here. I'm here. What do you want? So there's a resistance, like looking around, being defensive, for just you to be in the spotlight. And well, there's around the edges, I can't tell what's behind you. Over here, there seems to be energies just lurking right outside that are quiet right now, but you're nervous about them starting to speak if you step in this direction. In front of you is like an auditorium that's the seats are starting to fill. And this is the Akashic records of your business. So it holds that space and people are starting to come in. But it's like you're down here and there's a gap and they're up there and the stairs or the bleachers don't come all the way down to you. So there's a gap between you and your clients, but they're already there and they're filling in. One of them is throwing down a rope to you. Hey, try to come up this way. So you're trying to find creative workarounds. And what you have to do is to sit and release the stress, pressure, the ideas around the money. And because any kind of pressure around money just creates restriction, and embody and let go of the part of you that is a little defensive to step into spotlight, maybe get criticized, kind of has that I don't care attitude, even though you're here, so you know you care. And I like chewing gum, like that. Um, Also, there's a shortcut here for you. There's your business sent down like a spiral of energy around you and down through the feet, and it's forming like a vortex beneath you. So uh, receive that, start to receive more connection with the understanding that your business isn't about you, it's about you connecting to the what you came here to be and those people or the container that is absolutely perfect for you, for your gifts. Because when those two meet, that isn't a problem. It isn't the fear, and it isn't because of a bunch of money spent on expensive coaches and stuff. It is about taking certain steps on the way to make those things happen. But right now, you have to step, re-embody this part of you. Go through those steps. Right. Wow. Ding. Okay. Let's do a few more. Love you, Brittany. Okay. Ah. Oh, good, Asthma. Good night. Yay. Great. I'm so glad. Yeah, make sure you go ahead and email Donna. And that way, if you want to, you can also reach out to me, and we'll get you connected with something that's just right for you. Okay. Thank you, Asthma. Oh, I have so much love for you too, Brittany. Thank you, sweetie. And okay, I know there was someone's name I kept seeing up here. Let me see. Going back into it. Oh, look at you guys. Oh, thank you. 37 waiting and only 6 likes. Thank you so much, Sherry. That was very sweet. Like, not lie. Um, Here it is. Wild, lovely one. Okay. Feel lost and confused with all the catastrophic predictions being made for the coming months. Is it for my highest good to stay in Spain or to move to Portugal? Or where is best? All right. So we always take in the information and then we distill out the fear into what is my optimal path. So we ask to connect and help, lovely one. That is a spectacular name for you. Ooh. Well, Portugal popped up. Let's see what's further here. So we ask for a clear connection to the Akasha and the Akashic records and to the temple. For wild, lovely one. So I'm having a very clear vision. Of course, it could be Spain too, but it looks like a coast. It looks like beautiful little houses, white and just like this beautiful coastline, looking from a kind of a high perspective on the ground though, but above, and a beautiful coastline. Again, it feels Portugal again. Um, and it's interesting because often there's not a specific answer like this. It's more like asking you a question, or clear this and you'll know, or, do this and then in 3 days you get the right message or something. But that's very strong. And but it's, don't take the fear with you. There's like is a big thing right here. And um, it's not going to be catastrophic. We're just going to be going through shifts and changes. And this week you get to embody the being reborn and the end of old patterns, and you get to be uh, in that beautiful, confident Aries full moon, right? And then we'll move into an eclipse, but you're going to have all that you've become. So there's two parts to this. Listening to your heart, how you're called forward, is very important. So Portugal might be great, but then you go there, maybe you meet somebody and you go to, the islands or something. I don't, this is a be in the flow, listen, and you'll be in the perfect place that you want to connect to. That's take off this big bubble on your head that is seeing things through fear. And be careful consuming a lot of information. Ask your intuitive guidance to connect you to the information that's optimal, and then you can process that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. There you go. We're not meant to process 80,000 things of news from every single place on the planet, and then every single place in the universe, and every single place in the past, present, and future, and every single place on every planet ever existed. That's not what our conscious mind is for. So this watching the news 24/7 or constantly getting, input off of Facebook, you gotta cut it to where you just tune in and get the optimal ones. Um, Hi, Irina. Right, Irina. So Irina and Jamie Altamari, who said, I'd like to know what to do in regards to work and earning a living. Danielle, I would like to ask a question. And Irina, who just said her name. So the three of you are kind of coming forward into this space. Let me just watch and see. Irina. The path is up. I see several different things. I'm seeing an organized pyramid. This is for Irina. It's different than this. The one I'm seeing is multiple colors, like pink and green, but it's layered. Okay. You might look for one online. And the path is up. The path is already here. So there's healing first, and green, fluorite, life force, that kind of energy. Then there's some amethyst, there's some higher frequency crown and third eye energy healing. And then it's going into pink to rose quartz love. Those are the steps for you right now. Do the healing, receive these energies in this order, and feel yourself moving up. Now this relates to Jamie, because I'm seeing you come from the other side, and Well, she's here with this pyramid. There's something related, but yours is next to it, and it's similar, but it's enormous. And it almost looks like above it, like a stadium with a tent over it. It has a beautiful geometrical shape, sacred geometrical shape. And again, it's up to look from above. Our perspective here is being shown from above. And there's a lot of warmth. There's light coming out of that tent. It seems like a celebration. It seems like an event. I don't know if it's important for you to do events or if there's some aspect of that. It's definitely, there's something around being a gathering space, whether it's within you, around you, in an actual place. You have the higher perspective of how people will come together in a warm environment that's positive and celebratory. That's important. And you can see and watch things from a higher perspective to use that and apply that not only for your own answers, but in what you do. So again, that is up. That is up. And Danielle, if you're asking your question within, you don't have to tell me. Your answer is related to this, but you're over here. So Irina came from here, and they were in this way, and you're sort of standing over here on the edges. And so there's like almost a lack of commitment to your question, right? To stepping in, to opening that. So you have something about witnessing. You're witnessing these other two look up, rise up, how their Akashas setting up energies or a path or an image or something for them to use. And you're witnessing it. But it's like it's separate from you, but your acknowledgement and your witnessing is empowering them. So you have something, Danielle, about being able to witness others and through that witnessing empower them. It's a little bit like we were talking about with hypnosis. It just seems like a miracle that just somebody's inner realization of something freed them from a lot of pain and restriction. When we're seen, when we're accepted, when we're acknowledged, when we are in a safe and sacred space, which is what I learned in hypnosis and in becoming a homeopathic doctor and all these different principles, it's the same thing. You become that witness, you become that sacred space. So you are actually holding the space for them and their healing. And this is showing us that this is a talent that you have. So look into that, your ability to witness. This is something I teach in Intuition Awakening, is don't try to go do a reading or a healing and jump to conclusions so that you can tell them all the answers because they asked a question and you need to help them. That's the human mind. You want to just expand past it and watch, just witness, see what's unfolding for them. Maybe you don't know what it means yet. You have this skill, very, very good. And whether this is what you're meant to expand or where you're meant to acknowledge, but that's primarily what they're showing is you standing here, but you holding the space from your heart, which is quite a power. And it may be a power that you don't trust or believe in, but when you bring it into whatever's happening, you're going to see this is holding space for yourself as well, or whatever is needed in the moment. And I'm seeing these crystal pyramids from above now, but they've changed configuration. So the Akashic Temple, 8th dimension, Records is, there's the biggest pyramids in the center, the other two are on the side. There's these lights and designs moving through them, and beautiful. And they're showing us right now that the Akasha is responsive to you in a real moment-to-moment way. Records are not written in stone. They're not your records, your library, your book of life is not carved in stone where you have to dig to find that one moment when this happened, and then it stays there forever, as your big blunder or whatever. It's a living, breathing energy that changes every moment that you pay attention to it, every moment that you expand your awareness, every moment that someone else on the planet heals or releases a pain or a fear. It ripples through the Akasha and brings that energy to be available to you. What you receive, how it looks, how it manifests is going to come in different ways. Right now, as soon as I say what you received, it just opened up this big gold funnel above that temple, and these gold coins started to drop down. I don't know why. Let's all be open and receptive to that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let this continue as long as it's optimal. Oh my goodness, we are literally being filled up with the energy of gold coins, all the meaning of that in the most powerful sense. Having enough, being abundant, filled, being valued, being paid, all the things that we asked today. What is your direction? You are supported every step of the way. There's more. So as you fill up, you keep it in motion. Keep yourself in motion. You realize that if you accessed your records 3 days ago and you felt overwhelmed with tragedy by news that came in, and then 3 days later you access them and you feel peace, you see something new, you're given a vision or a taste of what's to come. Your Akasha holds the future yous, all the potential yous, past, present yous, every potential you in each one of those. Everything is shifting now. Everything that is optimal for you is available if you enter sacred space with your open heart and your open mind. We give great thanks for this beautiful, beautiful sacred space, for the opening of this 8th dimensional temple. We ask that a clear connection remain to each of us in the most optimal way, and that all that has been revealed, released, transformed, renewed, and reconnected today open with ease and grace and unfold in our lives in a way that we lift each other up and all that is and was and will be. We give thanks to all these record keepers, to the sacred temple, and to the 8th dimension for the embodiment of our truth reveals everything that ever is, was, or could be. Now feel yourself slowly releasing this space, this connection, and gently coming down into your body in the moment. As you re-enter, acknowledge that just with hearing these, you've shifted and changed. That you did not come here and not receive. Cherish whatever you have received, conscious or not. Hug it, love it, value it, and let it take its time, like a baby, to grow, develop, and manifest in your life. May this circle be open yet unbroken, and this beautiful awakening be available in spirit and energy for all who benefit and align with their highest good. We are the light. We are the light. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Whew, wow. Wonder if I can go take a swim in the ocean. Ah. Well, I feel so blissed out, and I'm so happy you came. I loved every minute of it, and my apologies if I didn't get to everybody. I know I didn't. Danielle says, thank you, that resonates with me and my intuition. Excellent. You're so welcome, Annie. And yes, listen to the replay again if I did a reading for you. It's a very good idea. And so reach out to Donna if you would like to get a soul reading or go deeper. Let us know if you have any questions about intuition awakening. And let me know what else I can do to help you let go of who you thought you were and become. Thank you so much for this moment. And I cherish every single second of it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm very proud and happy with what we created today and put into the Akasha. Namaste.